It's your nigga WunTayk Timmy, Mr. Rap. This is my story.
All right, so we know you from Louisville, bro, but where exactly did you grow up at?
I spent most of my time in Newburgh. My mama moved to Newburgh when I was like 8, 9 years old. Originally, we was down 32nd Southwick, uh, but I really spent all of my school years out Newburgh, and then went right back to the West End as soon as I graduated high school.
So moving around and living on them different sides, was it hard to adapt, or did it come with a difficult experience?
It wasn't difficult for real because I mean I always been like a nigga that was cool with everybody, like niggas fuck with me. Coming from the West End to Newburgh as a kid anyway, it wasn't too much. Of course, I got the whole "oh, you from the West," shit, but I played ball, and most of the niggas that I met, we was hooping. So once you develop that type of relationship with a nigga, whatever, like I ain't really have no issues as far as going back and forth. When I went, even going to school, living in Newburgh, a lot of the schools I went to, like I went to J Town, I went to Seneca, I went to schools where niggas came from the West. You know what I mean? Other than middle school, I went to Newburgh Middle School, but outside, like once I got to high school, I met a lot of niggas, or I went to school with a lot of niggas that I already knew because I was already in the city.
So you said you was playing basketball. You had hoop dreams before the rap.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna be a hooper before anything.
So what if you got to choose like what college you was gonna go to the hoop? What you had your mindset on?
U of L.
For sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
I was trying to go Louisville.
So when did the rap dream start for you? Like how old was you when you really like started rapping and recording records?
Uh, I think the first time I ever recorded music, it might have been like after fifth grade, like between fifth and sixth grade. My cousin got a computer for graduating elementary school or something, and we developed a rap group that summer and made like a mixtape, and that's like the first I ever rapped.
What was the rap group's name?
Metro. Shit.
Yeah, y'all probably should have coined that early.
Yeah, it was. And the thing is, like, I was getting shirts made. Nigga, I had a hat that said Metro. I was really trying to brand this shit like early, like. But I'm really the only nigga that stuck with it as far as doing music. My little cousin still do music. One of them, like the youngest one. At the time, he couldn't even barely even talk, but we had him on the records though. Shout out my nigga Lil Skate.
So when you was with Metro, you was already WunTayk Timmy?
Nah, hell nah. I done been through like 5 rap names.
Or
Yeah. I ain't gonna disclose all those, but I done been through like 5 rap names though for sure.
so what was the first studio that you booked in the city?
The first studio I went to, like that I booked myself, I like that I went to like real studio.
Nah, like that you booked yourself to work on your art.
Uh Monster Squad Studios. 12 was engineering down at on Barstown somewhere. And that's the first mixtape I ever did. Me and Socks. He was doing like 25 an hour. And Socks like, nigga, we about to do a whole mixtape. We booked like 3 days. And I did a mixtape like that, like maybe like that week.
So what was WunTayk Timmy's first solo project?
My first solo project as WunTayk,
Yeah.
Everybody mixtape. That's the one that really kind of put me on the map for real.
Yeah. What's your favorite record off of there?
For everybody, mm, that's hard to say. I might say Commas because Commas was the first remix that I dropped that like really did some numbers. I dropped that shit and it started going crazy on SoundCloud. And like that whole tape was just remixes. I was just throwing some shit out saying I'm better than everybody. And like I said, that's the one that kind of like put me on the map. I dropped it just on some humble shit, and next day it was on the front page of that pill.
That Piff is definitely legendary right there. It's a throwback.
Yeah.
So while we on the throwbacks, man, we gonna get into it, man. Who's your top 5 all time, dead or alive? Who's your top 5?
Excluding myself.
I mean, you gotta, we gonna exclude you
Okay,
because you
excluding
should feel
myself.
like
Yeah.
number die line. But nah,
Yeah.
like give us your top 5.
Wayne 1 for sure. I'm gonna have to go Jay-Z 2. That's probably like cliche to say, but at one point I ain't even like Jay-Z. And I'm telling you, like, once I tapped in for real. But we talking best rappers. I like my favorites.
Well, we gotta do the top 5 best, and then we'll talk about
top 5 best. I'm gonna go Wayne, Jay-Z. I'm gonna probably go. Oh, that's hard. I'm gonna have to go like Jadakiss. I don't even know if I know 5 rappers that I feel like is the top 5 rappers.
I mean, no order. We know Wayne and Hove is 1 and 2, but after that, no order. Just your personal, the 5 that matter.
Future. I'm gonna say Future. And it sounds crazy because we talking lyrics like rappers, but I'm gonna have to go probably 2 Chainz for real. But these is niggas that I listen to that, that I've seen work and shit like that. Like you get a different type of respect when you see the process,
So who inspired you to actually do music, or what collective of artists or era inspired you to pick up the mic?
I mean, Wayne made me want to rap for real, but the first artist that I looked at and was like, man, I want to rap. I think it had to be Nelly. I think Nelly made me want to rap.
So if you had a golden ticket and you could pick anybody to feature with, who you getting your feature from?
Beyonce.
Beyonce?
Yeah, for sure. They would never be a rapper.
For sure. What type of record you gonna have when you gonna have B do?
I don't know. Something women gonna love, because that's the way right there. You make something that the women gonna love and everything else over with.
For sure. Let's get into some simple stuff real quick. Just get to know Timmy, man. We're gonna do a quick little rundown, man. What's your favorite color?
Green.
Where the attachment to green come from?
I used to be a Celtics fan real heavy, so probably that. When Rondo was with the Celtics, that's where everything really came together for me as far as who I was as a artist and shit, and green just stuck.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite chicken. I mean, I like all kind of chicken for real. My favorite meal to eat in general though is chili. I like chili over anything.
Chili with the noodles or no noodles?
Without the noodles is dog food, man. I need the chili with the noodles.
We just had to clarify 2 type of people in the world.
Yeah.
2 type of people in the world. So let's get into something else real quick, man. You guys give me 3 celebrity crushes.
3 celebrity crushes. I'm gonna say Rihanna, because I ain't really as into it no more, because I feel like, dude done kind of snatched her up. But that was one for sure. Celebrity crushes. I think SZA. SZA's probably top 3 for me. I like girls who might be in reach for real, I don't want to go to Oprah's and shit, like, something I ain't never gone.
Right. Stabbing me, holding it down in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I'll probably go. Uh, I like the what's her name? I want to say her name might be. Is it Khloe? Is that her name?
Bailey,
Bailey. Is that's the one? The one that was in the show with
she
the
was with
nigga with
Gunna.
Franklin.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. With the
If
crazy scene,
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Probably her. That's just off the top of my. I don't really be into celebrity bitches like I mean celebrity women like that. I don't I don't follow no celebrities and shit on my Instagram, my nothing. I don't really. If I see them, I see them.
All right, so tell us about a life challenge or hardship that you went through that you feel like changed you and made you move differently afterwards.
I mean, the biggest one I always would always say when my little brother got killed, it it made me move different. It made me move a lot different. But I mean, at the time, I had just had my first child, and I was actually trying to figure out my way, figure out what I was going to do because I knew what I wanted to do and I knew what people around me was doing and I knew what I had seen growing up and it was like, well, this only two options. I can do this, or I can do that. And my little brother got killed and it made me feel like I need to focus more on trying to make his shit shake over here because I need to focus on making this shit shake on this side because shit might not work out on that side.
So after dealing with the hardships and overcoming that, you feel like it made you a better person or a better man afterwards. Did it help you make better music as well?
Uh, yeah, it made me I don't want to say it made me a better person, but it made me look at life in more of a perspective of what's really important to me. Because as a young nigga, like it's certain shit that you see that you want that today you look back, it's like, man, that shit wasn't about nothing. Like, and I feel like that helped me to see that faster. It helped me to see that clearer because as a 18, 19-year old, like I was thinking cars, money, bitches, jewelry, like that's all when I had just had a little girl, and it was like, man, I got to be her for her before I'm worried about what else is going on.
So if you could have a conversation with, even a 15, 16, 17-year-old Timmy, what advice would you have given yourself after learning and experiencing everything that you know now as a man?
Hoes is gonna be her. That's the first thing I'd tell him, and don't worry about no, because I mean, realistically, I love my kids, and I love like my first daughter. Like I said, I feel like she saved my life for real. But at the end of the day, if I could have put off having kids, if I could have put off trying to have relationships or whatever, man, that'd be the first thing I'd tell a young nigga, like leave them hoes alone.
So how do you find inspiration if you ever reach a point of writer's block creatively?
I don't really see writer's block like the average artist might. I feel like if I'm ever having writer's block, it's because I'm going through some shit in life. It's some shit that's fucked up in my real life that makes me feel like I can't focus on music. Like I can't push it out the way I need to. And in those times, most of the time, I end up on the phone with my niggas, rapping with like talking to the people around me. And realistically, I feel like writer's block ain't real if you writing what you feel in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So like if you in a space where you can't rap about a certain thing, that's not writer's block. You just need to rap about what the fuck is on your mind. You know what I mean? So I ain't never really experienced writer's block in the sense of not being able to write. Just maybe not being able to write about what I want to write about. But in those times I just put my effort somewhere else.
So what project that you've released that you most proud of? And not to say that it's the best music, but it felt the best to you or made you most proud as an artist.
Mr. Rap for sure. Mr. Rap album was because I knew what it was before I dropped it. Like when I did it, I knew this is that shit, and I feel like the reviews from it have always been like upstanding. Like anybody who's ever heard that album feels like, man, this is probably the best album that I've heard in a long time, you know. And seeing as I do everything myself, like I find my own beats and record my own music, and I mix that whole project too, and I just put it straight out. And so for it to be received the way it was, like that's probably my biggest accomplishment as far as my project.
So what do you believe your purpose is beyond entertainment and music?
My purpose, I don't know, that's deep. I really feel like outside of music, like if you took rap away from me, if you took like anything outside of like I'm a father, like, and I feel like my what I've been for my kids and the niggas around me with kids, as far as like the conversations and the shit, like I feel like I don't know what my purpose in life might be, but I feel like if you took away everything, all the extra shit, my my purpose is to raise my kids and make sure my kids know that they got an easier route in life, or I don't say easier route, a better guide through life than not having one.
So if you felt like you had a pass to do anything else in life, what would it be?
If I had, you said if I had a pass,
Like if you had a one wish from a genie and they told you you can do anything else in life, would you do something different than what you're already doing?
like would I change my life to something different?
You know, like
Or
if
as
you
far
would you
as
want
like
to be the
my,
president? You ever want to be
I'd
an
be in the NBA.
astronaut?
I'd be in the NBA for sure. If I could change my profession, if I could be, yeah, I would be in the NBA for sure. I wanted to play ball before anything.
So you had the Master P influence with the you know.
Yeah. You know, I be telling. I feel like ain't no nigga in the world, and I'm saying this for anybody. Ain't a nigga in the world who can rap better than me and play basketball better than me. It might be a nigga that can rap better than me. I doubt it, but it might be a nigga that can rap better than me. But if he can, this nigga don't want me one on one, and vice versa. It might be a nigga that can play ball better than, but if so, he don't want to battle me. So
We gonna get up with Dame. We gonna get up with Dame and see if
yeah,
we can set something up, man.
That's the matchup I need anyway.
Yeah, Dame Lillard, man.
Yeah.
We got something for you. So what was your favorite live performance or and also what's your favorite part about being on stage?
My favorite live performance, probably the first show that I did, like my own show. I did my first show. Like I've been on stages with people and did performances forever, but when I did my first show of my own, the same like right after I dropped Mr. Rap, that was the first time I had ever performed, and I didn't have to say the lyrics to my records. Like as an artist, like you got to deal with going to the club and performing, and these motherfuckers want you to get off stage because they just want to play the latest record that they fuck with or whatever. Like they just sitting there looking at you, and this is the first time I had ever been on stage, and they was really everybody in the building was there to see me, knew my music, you know, like was happy to be there to fuck with me, and so that was probably the best feeling I've ever felt. Like I felt like that day was the best day of my life for real. So what else was it? What was the other question?
What do you like most about being on stage? I think you
I
kind of covered it, but
yeah. I mean I love for people to hear me rap anyway. So to know that when I get on stage, everybody listening, they can't wait for me to say the next thing that's going to wow them. Like I'm really a introverted, shy type of person for real, like awkward and shit. But once the microphone is in my hand and I can see they fucking with me, like I be telling them, man, turn the music off so I can rap acapella and get the energy. And then once I feel they fucking with me, I'm good. Like
so who's the biggest artist that you've met? And second question of that, who's the biggest artist that you work with, even if it hasn't been released? Just somebody that you know, who's the biggest artist that you've been in the studio with and actually like shared workspace with?
uh I done met some artists, but I ain't really worked with nobody as far as like we done like play records back and forth, but I ain't never did no like real collabs with artists. I mean, outside of the record I did with Trina, that's like the biggest artist that I've been on a song with that I like know personally, like like Vori Attila, and you know what I mean, like them niggas, like I knew them already. But as far as meeting somebody that's already that stature, it would have to be Trina, just because I ain't worked with nobody else for real.
All right, so take us through your typical writer's process when you creating a song.
So first thing I'm gonna do is go through a million beats. I'm just scanning beats, like whether it's through shit producer sent or YouTube or whatever. I'm just trying to find anything that might sound good to me right now. And then out of those, it might be 10, 15, and then I put them, bring them, drag them all into the session. I turn on the microphone and I'm got the headphones on, and I'm really just going through each one to see which one spark an idea or which one is talking to me, because that's really what I do with music. Like I ain't never went into making a song saying I'm about to make a song about this or I'm about to make this type of song. Like whatever beat is speaking to me, whatever is telling me to say, that's how I'm coming. Like I don't I don't never have a clear topic or target in mind uh before I start the process.
So what song do you feel like you was pushing your lyrical boundary? Like I know you get responses and reactions on different platforms, but like what song do you feel like I was in my bag on this one?
Uh I feel like I be always in my bag for real. I feel like a lot of times remixes put me there. Like when I do a remix to a nigga song. So like when I did You Only Live Twice on Worth the Wait mixtape, I feel like I tapped into another a different type of bag than I be coming. When I did So Goat on Mr. Rap album, like a lot of this shit, it don't really be I don't want to say it's not impressive to me, but I've been doing it so long that when I do it, I be more amazed that I can still do it than the fact that I did it. So uh it would probably, if I really had to pinpoint a song, it would have probably been in my earlier days where I realized like, nah, I'm kind of different with this shit. And it been so far in the past that I realized that I couldn't even tell you what the song is.
So being from Louisville and and spending your years here, how did the culture of the city like influence how you made music and like impact the culture, how you rap?
Uh, so being like rapping early, wanting to rap early, like as a young nigga, like it was like, oh, my niggas rap, my cousins rap, like my brother rap, like, and it was like I knew people that rap, used to battle in school and shit like that. But I never forget one day my brother took me over. He like, man, come on, you gonna ride with me over here, go over this nigga's house, like he make music, whatever. And we pulled up over, and it actually ended up being B Sim house. This nigga lived like right behind me at the time. And I walked in to this nigga playing some shit that was the coldest shit I felt like I ever heard in my life. Like, and to know that it was a nigga that lived on the block behind me that was making music. Like B Sim is probably my first favorite rapper from the city. And the shit he was doing at the time, the music he was making, it was just like this nigga's making all hits. Everything he make is dope. And I feel like that changed my perspective on music, because it wasn't like before that I didn't see niggas rapping that I felt like was gonna make it. Like when I heard B Sim, I felt like, nigga, this nigga's about to blow up. Next thing you know, he was on tour with Lil Wayne and shit. Like he was really doing it, and that made me feel like this shit is like I need to tap into a different, like a different type of uh circle. Like I felt like I said, battle rapping in school and shit was cool, but this nigga's doing this shit and taking it serious, like really making some shit out of this shit. And from there, I started to meet the her seasons and niggas that this was actually like, nah, niggas really making money from this music shit. We ain't just trying to be cool to rap. So that whole looking at them niggas and seeing them niggas have the club sold every week, like it's the same nigga and he doing the club, but people's coming to see him. This nigga's from her, you know, like that to me was like it made me look at music different.
All right, so you 16, 17, you know, junior, senior year, Saturday night, you finna step out in the city, man. Where you popping out to?
I ain't go out. I wasn't a nigga that went to. I ain't go to the. I didn't care about the club. I ain't care about going out. If I ever went out, it was like my niggas is going, so I'm gonna slide with them. But like I didn't really start going to the club until I have to say when I met Pig. I ain't go to the club until, and that's because Pig was in the club every weekend. So I'm going with Pig. We don't gotta pay to get in. We don't gotta wait in no motherfucking line, and we on the stage all night. I could fuck with that. Outside of that, I didn't care to be in the club. Like
So if you could live anywhere in America or shit, anywhere in the world outside of Louisville, where would you live at?
anywhere in the world outside of Louisville. Uh, I ain't been a lot of places outside of the country. So if I'm saying like in 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 the country, I would probably be the time I spent in LA. I don't know, it might sound crazy, but LA feel like opportunity. Like every day you wake up and feel like I could be famous today. Nigga, I could blow up today. I could go make $1 million today. Like something about the air out there, the temperature, like everything about LA to me, it feels like life is good, quote unquote. So if I could live anywhere, it would probably be there because it just feel good to wake up in LA.
So you know you got a lot going on, pushing your career, you know, being a father and still having responsibilities. How do you balance your love, you know, life and music all together?
Uh, it's difficult, but I feel like I've done it for so long now that it's all intertwined. Like my like for instance, like my the biggest priority that I have at this point in my life is my son. My son is a shadow for real. The fact that he's not with me right now is honestly crazy. But once once my once my kids became my life, it was like everything has to accommodate that. Like for me to do music, my kids have to be able to be involved. Like y'all seen my son on my interviews and shit like that at the award shows. Like that shit don't be because I'm trying to look cool. I want it to be like, oh, he's an accessory. Like he really be like, nigga, you can't leave if I ain't going, you know? So the keeping everything balanced is not as difficult for me because I know what's important to me. Like my music and shit, I don't mean to say it comes after that, but everything comes after my kids. And because my kids are with me, I'm able to do everything that I need to do and still take care of my kids. So
What's something that you learned about love that makes you view and go about relationships differently today?
something I learned about love.
Good or bad?
I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't know. Like I tell one thing I feel like I learned that at one point I learned it and then I had to unlearn it is the first when I first learned or felt like every bitch in the world is the exact same. And that fucked my head up for a long time because it made me feel like I don't want to take none of these hoes serious. I don't want to get attached to nothing. And for a long time, that was my mentality. So it's a lot of women that probably got the short end of the stick with me because it wasn't that I ain't fuck with them. I thought they wasn't good enough. I just wasn't interested in nothing that was gonna have me back in the place that I felt like I had just escaped from. And once I got over that and realized like everybody gonna hurt you, but you just gotta figure out who's worth the pain. You know what I mean? Like that type of situation. Like because nobody ain't perfect. So like I said, I learned it and then I had to unlearn it and learn something else. So it was like that would probably be the only thing I could say that changed how I value or look at relationships.
So if you could tell people, or what is one thing that you would want people to know about you? I know we know you rap and you're an artist, but like, what's one thing that you want the people to know about Timmy?
Uh, Anything that I would want people to know about me, I don't even know. That's that's a hard question. I feel like I don't know anything that they that I would want them to know. I be putting it in the music, but I feel like what I be trying to drive home is I'm the best nigga to ever do this shit for real. So if that's the answer to that question, then that's it. That's what the answer is. 'Cause,
But you know, you get a lot of, you get put in a box a lot being a rapper. You know, even when it comes to business moves or
yeah,
relationships with women or you know whatever you got to do. Once you say you're a rapper, that's an immediate red flag. So,
yeah.
what is, I guess, something dealing with that you feel like kind of been misconstrued, just having a label and a title that you carry?
I don't honestly feel like I get um mislabeled or nothing like that often. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of shit that I don't even pay attention to or see. So it might be situations like that, but I feel like for the most part, I generally get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to people or women or whatever. Like I feel like most of the time people fuck with me until before they don't, you know. So I don't really feel like there's a lot that gets misconstrued. If there's anything being misconstrued about me as an artist, and I like, or the fact that I rap the way that I rap, like, you know, the fact that people feel like, oh, he don't make songs or radio songs or whatever, like, I don't know. I'm so far removed from thinking or about what anybody thinks about me that I probably wouldn't even know. Like, they misconstruing some shit and they ain't telling me.
So, what is your favorite part about Louisville? What's your most favorite thing about the city that you from?
The people, for sure. I fuck with the people. Like I like I said, I've been everywhere in the city, in just about every neighborhood in the city. I know people, and it's people that I fuck with that fuck with me, and I feel like that is that's a underrated thing as far as even being able to be at home, like, you know, being able to be in your own city and feel like you can go to these places or you got love in these places. And I feel like a lot of times it's put out into the world that your city be hating you. You know, Louisville is full of haters, and I feel like Louisville support their own, and I feel like they fuck with their people. You know, like, and whereas you might be from a different hood than a nigga or whatever, like I feel like the connections that I've made in my life, people that I know, whether it be from whatever walk of life, like I feel like people embrace me more than they don't. And so I would say that's probably the best thing about Louisville to me is that people fuck with me. Like the people here is better to me than not.
So we appreciate you coming out and rapping with us, giving us an inside scoop on Timmy, man. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and where they can get your music at.
WunTayk Timmy on everything. WunTayk TIMMY. I got a bunch of new shit about to drop. But make sure y'all tap in. I know I've been down for a minute off my injury and shit, but I done racked up. We back. So y'all follow me, stay tuned, lock in, and they take his shit to the moon.